Hello everybody, Megazard X here, back at it again to give y'all another very exciting video. And for today, we got another unboxing for y'all because oh shoot, yes it is, the big Mamma Jamma Visions of Mana Collector's Edition finally came in the mail. Now granted, this game was supposed to release on Thursday, August 29th. It's a whole day later on a Friday before I managed to get my hands up on it. Somehow the package managed to get delayed over there and around like Las Vegas or something like that though. So it's unfortunate I didn't manage to get my hands on this on launch day, but a day later, it's not too terribly bad, especially considering how we have all these games coming up though. But man, I'm ready to dive up in this thing though, because we're talking, this one was a pretty penny. We're talking about in the 200 club for this one collector's edition. So I have to check Square Enix on this one though. And if it wasn't for me being a big Secret of Mana or just Mana series fan in general, man, I wouldn't have shelled out this money for this though. So we might as well go ahead and jump up in it though. So if you hadn't already done so, make sure you go and hit that like button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy right here. Alrighty, so I finally managed to get the Visions of Mana game in the mail, the collector's edition and all. And I have to say, the packaging on this, not too shabby. I mean, there were like these little, and I'll get to it whenever I pull it out though, but there was like 4 little corner pieces right here, and they're on the underside of it that kind of protected the box a little bit. So I had cushion on almost every angle though. So I'll go ahead and pull this out. This is like our main bread and butter though, but this collector's edition was a little bit different from standard ones because you think the game will be included up in this mess though. But here, if I were to remove all this bubble wrap, ooh, this is a lot of stuff. Get this out of here. And these were those little corner pieces I was talking about. Yeah, we don't need that either. But the game was actually at the very bottom of it. And this is the PS5 version, because it's a little weird how I guess they said PS4 version was exclusive to Europe. But it didn't matter. I owned the PS5, so I was more than content with this. So we'll get this out of here. Alright, so finally, we managed to get the game itself. Obviously, this is the front. There's the back, pretty self-explanatory though, so really nice right there. But now, the main topic for today, the actual collector's edition itself, and it's already in like this little plasticky kind of shim, so let me go ahead and slice this open here real quick. Alright, let's get this out of here. Alright, so finally, I got all the plastic off. Ooh, I will say, the box itself, very nice pristine quality. I don't know if y'all can really kind of see this though, but if the light reflects on it in a certain kind of way, it has like that nice little sheen to it, and it's like, it's always hard to describe this mess unless you're here in person though. But I just like the way how the box art just kind of reflects off of this. Of course, this is a slip cover, so it's not like purely the box, so you have to slip this out. It seems like, I guess that's just the way how most limited editions are kind of going nowadays, in terms of the way how they package their stuff. Like I unpacked like I think 2 or 3 other limited edition ones earlier this year. Like I'm thinking back to my Persona 3 Reload box and my Grand Blue Fantasy Relink one, and both of them had slip sleeve covers over them. So I guess that's just the way how things are. Obviously you got the side of the box right here, not too flashy. And then obviously you have some of the other characters that are portrayed up in the game as well though. So you got these two. I'll learn about that little boy here in a moment. Maybe he'll be like a pet of the year. We'll see. We got some good contenders thus far, but we'll see how the competition stacks. Got 3 other good characters on the bottom. There's the other side, and yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the, you know, the outside of the box right here. So we might as well go ahead and take the slip sleeve off. Alrighty. Ooh, and we got a nice, pretty looking. Ooh, okay. I like the design of this one right here, though. Definitely, when you look at the mana tree and stuff like that, I mean, a lot of people might go back and start thinking of Secret of Mana and all of that stuff, though. But I love this illustration right here, though. I'll see if I can get it a little bit closer for y'all at home, though. But man, oh man, like that is. Ooh, that's some nice looking artwork right there. I love it. Ooh, and on the side, it's basically the same thing. Oh, the back, you just got a cute little boy on there on the back. And then obviously got the side. So this is like the crown jewel in terms of artwork. Kind of interesting how they hid that behind, you know, the slip sleeve cover. Like, this is that kind of stuff you think it would just standardly be on the back of the collector's edition box though. But with this one being like a taller box and more like a squarish or a cubish, it's kind of doing justice for that tree right there, I will say. So let's go ahead and open up this bad boy. Alrighty, so even as I'm going through and opening this up, see how you have all the different details from all of the different mono creatures and stuff up in there? Like, I love little stuff like that, or I guess I could flip it back around this way though. I like the little small attentions to details when they go through and just do little tiny things like that in the inside of the box where you normally ain't gonna see it if you have it displayed in your collection though. Alright, so once I fully open up this thing, here we go. Alright, well, we might as well go ahead and talk about this one right here, because they did manage to give you a plush. I was wondering how big this plush was really going to be, considering how, you know, if this was like a $200-something collector's edition, you think they have to do this little boy justice. Let's get this out of here, though. But, you know what? It's not too bad. I kind of wish his wings were kind of like more elevated, like they just kind of stay up. But with it being a plush, it's like, well, you can't really expect too much. Shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thing off. I'll let you be free, man. I'll let you be free. But yeah, no, not too bad. I surprisingly, I'm not the biggest plush kind of fan though. But whenever it's from series that I really love, from like Ori, Will of the Wisp, like I think that's like one of my best, or one of my most favorite platformers ever. You know, I could take some appreciation and some love for this though. So depending on how much I like him during the story, he might be a staple in my collection. We'll just have to see. So I'll go ahead and sit that buddy right down over there though, and slip that out the way though. Alrighty, and then let's go ahead and dig up into some of these other goodies we got up in the box. So this right here is none other than the original soundtrack. So we're gonna have to go ahead and bust this bad boy open. Alright, so here we go. I managed to get that plastic off of this thing though. So in this thing, they managed to give us some good OSTs from this game. So you got Divisions of Mana soundtrack, and you know, this is like some of the illustrations you have in terms of like the front of them and stuff. Oh wait, oh gosh dang. Okay, they went all out on the music. Hold up here. They went all out on this music. We'll take it one thing at a time, one thing at a time. So obviously you had the arranged tracks right here, in which case if I can pop it open, sometimes on the inside they might give you the details of like, you know, how many different tracks that are up inside of it. Sometimes they're good about it, sometimes they ain't. No, okay, this is a little general art up in there though. But as you can kind of see, you know, to see some of the illustrations up inside of it, and assuming that the glare doesn't look too bad in the camera though. But obviously on the back of here, you got like some piano arrangements, some guitar arrangements, and you know, a couple other good ones though. It seems like on this one track, there's like at least 5 different tracks that we got up on this one though. So not too bad, not too shabby though. But then we got some more original soundtrack ones, and you see how thick this CD thing is? At first I was thinking, oh, this is just 3 of them combined together. No, 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 no. You open this sucker up, look, there's 1. There's 2. You got a little plastic in, or some kind of insert in between it. 3, and then 4. Like, oh shoot. Like they weren't skimping out on the music. They weren't skipping. This might have been part of the budget, honestly, probably where it went though. So you got like, yeah, so you got 4 different discs. Let me see what's up in here, because this probably kind of gives you the little breakdown, like what's actually on each track. Yes, there is. And luckily they had the Japanese up in there though, but they do have like a little bit of English and stuff that's like right below all those different tracks though. So honestly, some really good stuff. In terms of music, when I go through and listen to the CDs and stuff, I'm not a big fan of like listening to the music before I actually see the music in game context. I love to see it first like that, and then after the fact, oh, I love that little illustration art right there. And then after the fact, once I manage to play through the game, then I'll just sit down while I'm working or doing other stuff and then go through and enjoy the music and such though. So yeah, really nice stuff right there though. Like they didn't skimp out at all on the music. And nowadays I feel like with most collector's editions, you be lucky if you get a little bit of music, if any at all. Persona 3 Reload was pretty good. Grand Blue was okay, but this one definitely takes the cake, because I guess Square Enix knows that we really like their music. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'll give it to y'all on this one. I'll give it to y'all on this one. So overall, music, it gets a thumbs up in my opinion. Alrighty, so now let's go ahead and figure out what else is in the box. Because honestly, I remember pre-ordering this thing such a long time ago. I was like, dang, I was trying to remind myself of half the stuff that was supposed to come up in it though. Alright, and it seems like this is definitely the last major piece of the thing. And I have to sit the box down gently. I can't toss that one around though. But we managed to get the Art of Mana, Visions of Mana. Man, I like how they're still using this kind of visual art that was secretly hidden behind the box. I really do like this illustration though. But we're gonna have to go ahead and crack this. And it's okay. You know what? A lot of people like to release their artwork in hardback covers. Sometimes you get it in softback covers. I really hate the ones that are in softback covers, because if you're shilling out this much money, you expect it to be a hardcover thing though. But I'm just feeling it. I hadn't even taken the plastic off of this sucker yet. And it feels like an actual genuine book. Like, you wouldn't think that this would have been like part of a collector's edition. Like, this feels like something you probably will pull out of the library, like a thick, somewhat substantial, heavyweight book. That's what I'm getting as my general impressions. But let's go ahead and slice this open. Alright, got all of this stuff. Let's get that out of there. So, this is really nice. A very simplistic, clean back cover right there. Nothing too flashy about it. Obviously, you got the spine right there. But then let's go ahead and take a flip through some of these. See what I'm talking about? Like, this is a big old book. I mean, it's hard to kind of say for scale. I say that this is probably about at least like a 14 inches from like top to bottom. Like, it definitely feels bigger than your traditional book though. All right, so here we go. The Art of Mana. You would think with the quality on this, you think that this would be almost big enough to where it would have covered the whole entire Mana series, or at least all the mainline titles though. We'll get a little bit of a table of contents. It talks about like the concept art, character illustration, enemies, background, storyboards, you name it. Pretty good stuff right here. All right, so let's go ahead and flip through some of these pages. I might not go through all of them, but just kind of give you a general taste of what to kind of expect up in here though. So yeah, you got some training between it, and you know, there's some concept art for Val. And I think Val is going to be probably a pretty interesting character. I'm curious about her, but she seems like your typical damsel in distress. So I doubt we're actually playing with them, unlike like all the other characters you kind of have up in that one picture over there though. Oh yeah. Ooh, let's look at this mess. Let's look at it. Man, this is some great stuff. You catching this out, man? You catching this out? Like, what the heck? Oh man, this stuff is great. This stuff is great. I've been waiting for a new Mana game since like Trials of Mana, when that originally dropped out on the Switch, like the remake of it. And I went back and gotten, you know, some of the other past Mana games, like that Collection of Mana series, where it had like the original one, I think it was off the Game Boy, and obviously Secret of Mana, and then the never localized original versions of Trials of Mana. So I've been really trying to get up into the Mana series though. I even went out and bought Legends of Mana. Wasn't too big of a fan of that one, but that was a side series one. I heard bad things about the Secret of Mana remake. I'm like, how do you butcher that mess on the PS4 though? So for it to be over a decade and a half, over 15 years, for them to actually release a brand new entry in the mainline Mana series, like, fans been waiting for such a long time. And if I've been on this mess since day one and waited that long, man, that would have killed me inside though. But I'm loving all the different character illustration artwork up in here. So nice stuff right there. Unfortunately, I think I did hear a little bit of some unfortunate news with the Mana series in terms of like the development studio that actually made this game in particular. Something with Tencent, and I'll probably have to cover this in another video or potentially in my Zarcast podcast though. But somehow the studio that made this game has been actually shut down for the most part, or they let go a lot of their employees. And I'm like, what the actual heck? Literally very close, if not on the day of launch for this game. I'm like, how on earth are you gonna do this mess? And we don't even have this game available on like a Nintendo platform. I would assume that this would have showed up for the Nintendo Switch 2 whenever that would have came out to market though. But I'm like, what the heck are y'all even thinking over here? Like, barely allowing the game developers to release the product out the door before letting them go. So I don't know, that's just a little bit of negativity that I did want to attach with this unboxing video, just to kind of capture the time, because a lot of people people are probably excited and looking through this art book and like, man, I really do like this concept art that they're kind of showcasing off throughout the game and stuff. You love these characters. You're going to potentially love the world. It's been over a decade and a half since we had another mainline Mana game, and we get hit with that little bit of unfortunate news. So is this unfortunately how it is? But I did want to capture it in this moment though. So if you don't happen to know about that news, go ahead and do a little bit of digging. I will follow that up here in eventually another video or a podcast episode though. But overall, that's some really great stuff. I don't want to get too close to the back in case there's any kind of spoiler related things though. But I'm just going to kind of leave it there in terms of like the art book stuff. So overall, really great quality in this book. I dare say that this one limited edition right here blew it out the water in terms of the quality of what you get in the art book and the quality of the soundtracks. Like, I never gotten that many soundtracks though. But then again, I guess when you look at the overall picture, that might be why we got so many different CDs though. So let's go ahead and just summarize everything we got in this one package. Alright, so when it's all said and done, this is everything that encompasses within the Visions of Mana Collector's Edition. This is that premium 200 plus buck Collector's Edition that was exclusive on the Square Enix store, and this is everything you get for that high dollar price tag. Now, if I wasn't personally a big Mana series fan, there's no way I probably would have got this Collector's Edition for this price. I was even debating on it myself. I was like, dang, is that really worth the money and stuff like that? And I was like, you know what? I might as well go ahead and do this. And you know what? Considering how we had that bit of unfortunate news with the developer behind the studios, who knows? This might actually be worth some good amount of money in the future. I'm just saying, this is a little bit of an investment, but whole shoot, I can imagine the value of this actually going up. It seems like reviews were okay, about an average 75-ish or something. Kind of what I expected from a Mana game in general though, but overall, I would say it's okay for what we managed to get. I love the music. I love the art book. Obviously, you got the game that's included, and the plush is cool. My personal preference, I might have preferred like an actual figurine, like what I got in the Grand Blue Fantasy or the Persona 3 Reloads Collector's Edition though. But you know, I digress. A plush could be cool, and it's a lot easier to kind of display that versus like an actual figurine, depending on your setup and stuff though. But overall, I don't hate the package. I just kind of wish there was just a little bit more, considering the price tag up on it though. But at least for me personally, I'm somewhat okay and content. It's not the worst Collector's Edition I have ever gotten though, but it definitely isn't the absolute best. But I do like how big the size is on literally everything for the art book and this. So you know what, this is kind of a little higher than middle of the road. Like if I were to give it like a score out of 10, it's like at a 7.5. It's not terrible, but it's not great. But overall, it's just pretty solid though. I just kind of wish that some of the amount of money that you have to pay for this, like if this was like $150, oh shoot, I would love every bit of it though. I just hate how they just bumped it up a little bit more than that traditional 100, 150, and now we're looking at like 200 plus for most collector's editions. So I think I rambled long enough about this whole entire collector's edition though, so we might as well go ahead and summarize the rest of this here in just a second. So that about does it in terms of my whole entire unboxing for this Visions of Mana collector's edition right here though. I think I rambled long enough while I was going through and unboxing the video though, but y'all gotta let me know down in the comment section down below, what all did you think about this collector's edition? Are you one of those few that managed to go out and actually pick this up from Square Enix's exclusive store? Or are you thinking about picking it up, or still on the way, hadn't arrived at your house yet? Or you're still kind of sitting on the fence and potentially wondering, should you get it? Because, you know, considering all the news I heard about in terms of like the developers that are actually behind the works and making this game, well, no, this is going to be a little bit dicey in terms of, we're going to see how this plays out in terms of future platforms, like could a Switch 2 version come out in the future though, or what we got with the PS5 version, Steam, and I don't think, or I think, yeah, it did come out on Xbox as well. are those going to be the only versions we're going to get unless a port studio really works with them? I don't know. We have to wait and see, because Square Enix, there are still the owners of the Mana IP though. So, you know, nothing's truly off the tables though, but it's just a little bit unfortunate news around release date though. But that's going to basically do it in terms of today's video though. So if you really like this, make sure to go and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing. So remember y'all, until what video I make next, see y'all.